What's going on, stackers? So in this video we're going to be talking about UK dividend investing for passive income. Now if you're new here, my name's Paddy and every single day I like to bring out videos teaching you how to make money with nothing more than your internet connection and your laptop. So go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. So, UK dividend investing for passive income. This is part 2. Right here is part 1. I'll see if I can link that somewhere in the video or down in the description if you want to go and check that out. But this video, the one you're looking at, is all about investing in the stock market. So with this video just here, this is me talking about the platform that I recently found. I made this video 30th of June, so not really that long ago, almost 2 months, but I made this because I found a platform that I really got excited about for investing for here in the UK, and that is free trade, because you can trade, invest completely for free and there's no fees associated with that. There's one fee if you want your order to go through instant, and that's £1 per trade, which is essentially nothing. Now I've been using this for around about the 2-month mark now, and I've been building out my portfolio. So that's what we're going to look at. I'm going to show you my investments, how much I now have in the stock market, and how much that is potentially earning me every year with passive income. So let's head on over to here. This is simply Wall Street. I think they have a free trial and then you have to pay pretty much kind of a membership. I think you can pay yearly, and that's what I did. But this gives me so much more data on my portfolio rather just relying on free trade. And there's some pretty cool stuff that you can do in here as well. So right off the bat, this is my portfolio. I have £2,680 within my portfolio, and that is over 9 holdings. And according to Simply Wall Street, my portfolio is a value portfolio with a solid track record of paying a dividend. So I'm really happy to hear that as well. Now, as you probably know, I do know a bit about the stock market. I'm no way a guru, or I don't know absolutely everything. I just researched some stuff a few years back and it's still in my head. But I'm still researching now. I'm still learning as much as I can, because you never stop learning. Now, when it comes to feeding my portfolio or putting money in, whatever I make every single week, I take a percentage of that and put that into the stock market. I do a percentage because I don't have a day job. I work for myself. I have a couple of different online businesses that generates money, and that money isn't the same every single week. It changes. So that's why I do a percentage instead of a fixed rate. So some weeks I might only put 10% into the stock market, or I might put 20%, or I might just put a little tiny bit more if I have that extra cash. So that's how I personally am putting money in. So if we go down to here, oh, this is looking good. This was actually in the red yesterday. As you probably know, if you follow the stock market, it hasn't been that good recently, and quite a few stocks did have a massive drop. But this is good. I'm back in the green, only 0.093%, which works out to be around £2.50. Now, even if this was in the red, it does not bother me. To me, that is just a buying opportunity to go and buy my favourite stocks, because I'm holding for the long term and for that dividend income. So if we go to here, we can see my holdings. Now, I'm not going to go in depth into my holdings or why I'm actually holding these. If you want to know why, you can do your research yourself, and see what these companies actually look like. But I hold Sentiment, which is up 28%. That's my best performer so far, and as you can see, it's up over 7% for the last 7 days. I hold Barrett's as well, which is performing pretty good with a 5%, nearly 8% increase. Taylor Wimpey, I was up around 4%, but I did buy more yesterday. Now my strategy as well is dollar cost averaging. So every week I put money into the stock market no matter what the stocks are doing. If they're down a lot, then I'm more inclined to buy that. But yesterday I wanted to buy some more Taylor Wimpey because I only had a little bit, and the ex-dividend date is coming up very soon. So what else do I have? I have a few different ETFs. So this is VMID, this is IUKD, this one is a dividend ETF if I remember correctly. I can never remember just by the tickers. Then I have Aviva, which is my worst performing so far, which is down 13%. Another ETF. Now, bonds as well. So I've just been learning a lot about bonds, and I think it's a good play to hold some bonds within your portfolio, because normally when your stocks are performing poorly, your bonds are doing pretty well, and it can stabilize your portfolio. So I'm looking to buy even more bonds, and the good thing about bonds, they pay a monthly dividend. Well, not all of them, but this one does. I think they pay a 3 point something yearly yield, something like that. So I'm holding bonds. I think that's a good play. And then Imperial Brands, so that's a tobacco company. Now let's have a little scroll through and see some data about my portfolio. So let's go to the important stuff. So that's my historical portfolio value. As you can see, the jumps are not an increase in price. That's where I've literally put money into the stock market. Now here we go. So contributors to returns. As you can see, Sentiment performing really well for me, and then Aviva is my worst, and then the others aren't actually performing that bad. But again, none of this really bothers me. If I see something that's majorly in the red, then I'm more inclined to go and purchase that if it's a good company, and I believe that Aviva is a pretty solid company. But I'm holding for the long term, you know, a good 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So let's keep on scrolling down. Diversification. So this is how diverse I am across my portfolio, and you can see it's pretty good at the minute. So pretty diverse. You can see that just here. If we scroll down a little bit more, you can see the diversification across the industries. So the insurance, food, beverage and tobacco. That's Imperial Brands because they do other stuff more than just tobacco. Then we got consumer durables, materials. Now Sentiment, I didn't actually say this, Sentiment is a gold mining company. So most of the time when the stock market is performing poorly, most people like to hedge their bets with gold, and because of that, the gold mining companies do normally get a rise in price, and that's why I think Sentiment is actually performing really well for me. So as we can see, my current share price of my portfolio is actually undervalued. Now if we keep scrolling down, I'm just going to scroll past through all of this. Now I'm still working my way around simply Wall Street and learning everything that is in here. Now let's keep scrolling down. Best past performance, I'm not really interested in that. Financial health, so within my portfolio there is a lot of debt at the minute, but it's not really bad debt because all the debt within the companies that I hold is actually covered, so that's not worrying me too much. Then this is the best part. So dividends, the average annual dividend yield and top payers for my portfolio is a 7.91%. So personally I think that's pretty good, and that equates to around £212 per year in passive income. So let's have a look at this. Now, it should be a little bit more because right here they're not actually showing my bonds and they pay a monthly dividend, and then all the ETFs that I hold, I think that's 3 of them, they all pay dividends as well, but simply Wall Street does not have that data on here, which is really annoying. But as you can see from my £2,500 portfolio, I should be generating over £200 per year in passive income, and that is completely passive. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is hold these companies and they're going to pay me, whether that's quarterly, yearly, monthly, but nonetheless they're going to pay me just for holding their company. And from here we can see Taylor Wimpey should be paying me around £36. I think Taylor Wimpey is paying out in November, I'm not too sure. And then Imperial Brands is £23, £26 from Aviva, £17 from Barrett's, and £9 from Centamin. Now, like I said, I do hold ETFs which are going to pay me as well, and then my bonds which are paying me monthly. So I'm extremely happy how far I've already come in such a little amount of time. If you have any questions about UK dividend investing, then drop a comment down below and I'll try my hardest to answer them if I know the answer. Because remember, I'm still fairly new to this. I've known about dividend investing for years, but it's only been the last couple of months that I've actually started doing this, all because of free trade. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.